You know, I don't like saying I'm right, but I take the glory for when I know that I'm right.
The only person that was wrong was Drew, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
And I won't apologize for it. All right.
I don't like to say I'm right, but
Yeah, you're so cool. You picked the favorite. Huh?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shot of Sports podcast. Grab a drink, a snack. This is your weekly dose of sports. We will break down and do a deep dive of the world of sports. Whether you're a casual fan or a diehard, we're here to bring you the latest, the best analysis, and the hottest takes. Subscribe, share, even comment. We appreciate all the feedback. Hit the like button for us and tap the notification bell on the right so you can be notified whenever we drop so you won't miss one. So today we got on the show our usual Nazir Spencer, Chris Pittner, and Drew Best. I'm your host, Jalen. So, how was your weekend, Drew? Because you wasn't on here. You and Chris.
My weekend was fine. Just kind of just normal Drew stuff, I guess. Nothing too crazy. I already talked about the pancake thing with Nazir last week, but beyond that, things are chill. Birthday weekend, Brewer game 162. Watch them become the best team in baseball. So not bad at all.
Do you
Is it
did you get some good food on your birthday or what?
Yeah, chicken wings. It's hard to mess up chicken wings. So unless you dry them out, that can be a way to mess them up. But I
What
mean,
kind of chicken wings? This is a very important
uh,
question, by the way.
um, actually, it was Kelly's Bleachers down on Blue Mountain Road. So
And and
it
like
I've
wasn't
the
heard
the
good
best wings I've
things.
ever had, but they did the job.
okay, all right, fair enough.
Did
That's
you
what I,
uh did you get to taste test pocket pancakes last week?
of course I did. Of course I did.
I want a rating. I haven't had them yet.
Better out of the pocket, I would have to say. They give them the ones in a little packet, and I just kind of stuck one in my pocket, let it sit there for a little bit. It's kind of like a little mini heater, and then I came back to it about an hour later. I can see where Pat Murphy likes it, so
Now
not bad
imagine
at all.
waffle, pocket waffles or whatever.
And that's what I was also gonna say that day. You asked my dad if he was a pancake guy or a waffle guy. I was gonna say if not for us being at a pancake event, I would have said I'm a waffle guy because at heart I am a waffle guy, but
There you go.
I'm here for the vibes and the culture. So
I
I can
straight
be a
up like
Dude,
a
pancake
there's
guy for a while.
nothing. There's not many things that beat a hotel waffle. If you know, you
Yeah,
know.
if you know,
You're
you
damn
know.
right.
I agree.
Go to Chicago, get you a hotel waffle. Oh my god, Hyatt Hotel. Trust me.
Not bad at
Any
all.
one of
There's
them.
there's a greater than zero probability I'll be at game one on Saturday. So hopefully the Brewers pull out a W that day, and we'll see who they play against. So we'll get
I
into that.
really, I'm trying to tell you, I really hope they don't play the Padres. I'm like
Well, with that,
I
begging.
don't want to play either of them, but we'll get into that.
We'll
well, with
totally.
that, we might as well just jump into our first topic, which is the MLB Wild Card Game 3. Yesterday we have pretty much all of the game twos that played last night, and majority of the teams that won 3 out of the 4 games that was played. Um, the 3 games played were, I would say, yeah, they're all tied now. Obviously, the Dodgers won their series like we all thought they would, but yeah, the Guardians won last night, the Yankees won, and the Padres, who were all facing elimination, came back
Wait.
and
Did
won.
you say all? I don't think all of us thought the Dodgers would win.
Well, that's what I was saying. All of us, right?
All
Correct?
right.
Or
Well, let me defend myself a little bit. All right. I did not at any point say that I absolutely believe yes, the Reds are going to knock off the Dodgers. I said there is a window and there is a possibility that it could happen. And I laid out the reasons that they would have needed everything they would have needed to put together to make this happen. I said that they would have to outpitch the Dodgers and they would have to activate the hitting, and Ellie De La Cruz would have had to be the man. And absolutely zero of those things happened. And you can't blame me for not thinking it'd be possible. I mean, the Reds have good pitching. Hunter Green just has a home run problem. And the hitting it just didn't do what it needed to do. The Reds did not step up to the moment, and that's why they're already at home. And the Dodgers, again, are really scary. I've never downplayed the Dodgers' ability to do anything. I just thought there was a window where the Reds could maybe figure it out. Now in this series where they come in against the Phils, I'm just glad that one of those two is going to be gone when the Brewers run into them in the CS.
That will be probably the best series, to be honest with you. The
It'll be an
Dodgers,
insane
Phillies,
series.
I think it's going to be a 7-gamer, and
It would be 5.
or 5-gamer. My bad, not 7.
And all the veterans are playing up to the greatness again in LA. And I freaking hate that they could suck for the remainder of the regular season, and then all of a sudden it snaps into October and everybody is hitting home
It's
runs,
like-
getting on base.
You know how in the NBA, like playoff mode is a thing where like LeBron will kind of in his prime would just kind of coast through the regular season. And then once the playoffs come back around, or Kawhi was another example where he could just coast through the regular season, kind of playing like 80 to 90% of his best. And then in the postseason, you just see peak powers of guys like Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, LeBron. I think the Dodgers have a bit of that in them, just where they can just turn it on at the snap of a finger, whereas a lot of other teams don't do that because the Dodgers just have so much talent. They can just figure it out so quickly.
And the way with the Dodgers that they pitch, they don't have to test out the Ohtani experiment until game 3 of this series, realistically. So I guess it obviously depends on how things go. Game 1, that would be a very interesting matchup, but I don't think that they don't even have to put Ohtani on the mound until game 3, and that could make things very interesting.
The break that they get is so crucial, and like their pitching is going to be so well rested. And oh man, I don't know, man. The Phillies, I got the Phillies, but like I really don't want to take them. But like they're like my second favorite team for some reason. I don't know why, but I just love watching them, and their crowd is just beautiful. But I just want to see Brewers Phillies. That's all I want to see. And then whoever wins from there. Obviously, the Brewers, I want them to win more, but I wouldn't be mad if the Phillies made it and played the Mariners or something.
Now, here's the question: who's gonna be playing the Brewers in that DS series? I feel like that's the one.
Oh man,
like
Jalen, man, what's going on, bro? I thought it was gonna be a clean sweep. I want the Cubs to get there, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. I
don't know. I mean, I didn't say it was gonna be a clean sweep, but I said that the Cubs would win. But I mean, Craig Counsell decided to throw Kit Ridge first, which is not a bad idea, honestly, because, to avoid the top of the lineup when you have Shota come in, but kind of backfired a little bit when you allow that first run, and now they're chasing, and they couldn't score a run for like 5-6 innings, so it was like, or the whole game actually. So,
well, Shota just didn't. He came into the postseason a little bit cold too. The last outing he had before the playoffs was pretty rough. Shota's problem is he's very susceptible to home runs. Like he can be locked down, but then all of a sudden give up a bomb just because. Like that, he's one of the highest home run surrenderers, for lack of a better term. I just can't think. In all of baseball, he missed 2 months of the season and still gave up almost the most home runs in the entire league. So I don't disagree with the idea of pitching an opener in that game. At the end of the day, they held the Padres to 3 runs in that game. I feel like if the Cubs have an elite offense, they should have been able to score more than 3. Now, the Padres have a great bullpen, especially, but Dylan Cease was kind of up and down this year as well. I think they had opportunities to jump on him early, and they just didn't.
Let me just say, Dylan Cease stepped up big for the Padres, and that was a guy that I mentioned last Thursday. That's someone who is going to need to step up in the postseason so he can get paid in free agency. And so far, it's looking good. Will he have another chance to prove himself? We'll see. But I think the key for Game 3, especially for Cubs fans off the field, is for their fans to get back on the energy that they had in Game 1, because that, as an objective sports fan, was electric. When you have to turn down the crowd mic, which maybe that's ESPN's thing, but when you have to turn down the crowd mic for any reason, that is a good sign for any sports team across any league. Then the issue is, once they got to Game 2, they go down early, and then everybody immediately, oh crap. So they just need to find that energy that they had in Game 1, and they have to rechannel that, and I think that's going to help the Cubs have the wind at their back. They're going to be facing Yu Darvish, who has not had a great season, but he's got a lot of postseason pedigree. That'll make things interesting. And then I believe it's Tyone on the other side, right, Jalen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's no slouch either. So the Padres are going to have their work cut out for him. And
he's been fantastic for the past month and a half.
Yeah.
So,
well, what was it? Machado, Tatis, and Arias combined for 0 for 11 in the first game, and each one of them made their play in the second game. So it's just a matter of checks and balances by the end of it, and we'll see how things shake out tonight. I think I'd rather see the Cubs just because Mason Miller looks friggin' scary. Mason Miller.
I mean, he dotted 104 on the corner yesterday.
And he's not even – I think he's – him and his complement of Robert Suarez and pretty much everybody else in that Padres bullpen, the Brewers run into the Padres and they don't score anything before the sixth inning, they're not winning that game. And that's not a testament to the Brewers hitting. They've came back many times this season, but there's the bullpen that the Padres have is much harder to get through than the bullpen that the Cubs have. The Cubs do have better starting pitching, though, and they do have better hitting, in my opinion. So it's really, I guess, situational. I think that the Cubs should win this. I'd almost rather see the Cubs at this point, and I think if the Cubs make it, that could be as marquee of a series as Dodgers-Phillies.
I think that would be the biggest series besides 1982 World Series in Brewers history, because it's a division rival, the one that Brewers fans view as their arch rival, and it's a winner take all in the sense that you go to the CS series, and it's really important, and it's for bragging rights. Like, it's against a division rival. It would remind me a lot of the game between the Packers and the Bears in 2011 for the NFC Championship.
And in a way, it's a 2-year gauge of what Craig Counsell left the Brewers for. Is he because in the first game his management was great. Game 1 managed it like a $40 million manager. Second game, not so much. And if he can move on and he can beat the Brewers and he can move this team to the CS and beyond, that is going to change a lot of people's perspective on him, because people, especially I'm sure in Chicago, are not quite sold yet.
I think with Counsell too, one of the biggest critiques of him when he was in Milwaukee is that he overmanaged and it lost us games. And he could definitely prove against Pat Murphy, his old buddy, his old bench coach, that he's the superior manager. He deserves his paycheck, like Drew said.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting thing. I mean, especially for Cubs. I mean, I don't want to say he managed both games bad, because it was a good idea to actually start Kittredge to avoid Tatis and Machado. So it was good that he, tried to avoid them, but it did come back, and you can't really blame the pitching, because the pitching did what they had to do, but the offense just didn't have no life. They just didn't hit. They just PCAs not swinging at dirt pitches, and it's hard to face somebody throwing 104 that clocks up to like 104.6, which is like 105. So that's hard. I get it. It's tough, and he's like 6'6", so it looks like 108. So I get
Cubs
it.
got to get their offense going early. That's the biggest thing.
They got to get their offense going early.
I mean, if they could score a run or two in the first inning and just get the crowd on their side the rest of the way, that's going to be a big thing. Like Drew said about the crowd was electric in game 1. If they can get the crowd on their side again in this game, it could get ahead of the Padres players. It'll give them the boost. Guys like PCA, who have really struggled so far in this series and struggled down the stretch. If the crowd can just get all of them going, I think that could pay dividends for their offense the rest of the way.
I think they need to score first, and I think that they have the pedigree to do so.
Exactly. That is true.
What about that Boston Yankees series, man?
I think Boston is going to win tonight. Just because I think that game was so close yesterday, and the Yankees were so heavy favored. I ain't gonna say heavy, but they were supposed to take care of business for the first 2 games. People have been saying. I just personally think the Red Sox came in there with a level of confidence, especially after Crochet start, to where it's like they feeling on cloud 9, right? So.
I personally think this is the Yankees series. I mean, what the Red Sox, I'm sure they didn't envision at the beginning of the season starting 23-year-old Connolly early in an elimination game. He's fine, but I don't think that in a moment like this you can throw a 23-year-old. Cam Schlittler, I mean, he's young too, but he's shown at least that he's got a little bit of pedigree. He's got the wind at his back in Yankee Stadium. We'll have to see how it goes. Yankees will be riding off the momentum from Game 2. I think this is a Yankees win.
What about the Guardians?
That's another one. I really think that I think this could be a Tigers win. I
agree. I did not give up.
I need to look at the pitching matchup.
It's Jack Flaherty and Slade Giacone.
Slade, yeah.
I'm gonna say because Jack Flaherty is someone who's cut. Like, it hasn't been a great year, but he's cut from that Tigers cloth of we're just gonna find a way. And I think that they're gonna find a way this time. How long does their luck run out for where they can stay alive? Probably not past the next series, but I think that Flaherty is a way more prominent option than Ciccone here. And I think that all it takes is the hitting to have a little spark, and they'll be able to put away the guards at home. Don't tell Brendan Donlevy that, though.
I mean, the problem with guards ball is it's just literally Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan, and the gang pretty much. Like, they play a ridiculous brand of baseball, and it's fun in a unique way. However, I just don't think it's super practical, and I don't see them winning this game. But, I'll probably have to eat my words like I did on the Packers last weekend.
I mean, obviously I ate my words a couple of times, but you never know, man.
I got Tigers. I still got Yankees, and I got the Cubs. I hope the Cubs win, dude. I really.
This is like the only game where like Brewers fans are happy that the Cubs might win.
See, the only thing wrong with the Cubs and Padres series from a Brewers perspective is if we get the Cubs, it's not going to feel like a home game. Okay, if we get the Padres, I mean they're 4.5 hour flight away. They're not going to have many fans in Milwaukee, maybe some, but I doubt a lot. But
right.
as you guys know, the Cubs love to fill out American Family Field because they're only an hour and a half away.
For the love of God, Brewers fans, do not sell your tickets to Cubs fans in the NLDS.
The problem with that is once the resale market gets a hold of them, you don't know who you're selling to anymore. You're just selling to whoever buys it.
The Yankees are not allowing anyone outside of like the 4 states surrounding New York to buy tickets for the wild card. Like no one in Massachusetts was like permitted to buy tickets to this series.
I don't know how you actually enforce that, though. I feel like there's ways around that.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure that I have no doubt that there was at least a couple Red Sox fans in Yankee Stadium the first 2 games. But
I'm pretty sure I heard a "Let's Go Red Sox" chant yesterday. To be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it didn't work. They lost, and they lost late. Which
give me Yankees, baby. The Yankees are taking that.
Something's got to hold on for me. I already lost 1 series. I don't even remember what I picked in the Guards Tigers series, but if I get 2 out of the 4 wild cards wrong, then I'm in trouble.
Wait, so there's no back-to-backs when it comes to the DS and CS, right?
No back.
I don't think so.
Okay, good, because I was gonna say that would be very crucial.
Another thing, if you're so Sam Strash in the group chat is like, we got to have the Red Sox win so we can watch the Brewers play at 8 p.m. I'm gonna drink a beer and watch the game at 1 o'clock if it plays at that time. Like, I think that most people who are invested in the Brewers are going to take the time, whether it's 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. to watch the Brewers game.
I'm with Sam on this one, but I'm with Sam on this one for one specific reason, and that's that I also want to go to the Whitewater game on Saturday once I'm done with work. And
True.
Whitewater plays at 1, and they're playing against Lacrosse. It's Family Fest. My parents might come down.
Oh.
It'll be my first game of the year because I didn't go to the first one, and I really haven't watched any of them yet either, to be honest with you. But
if the players are there, I'll be there no matter what.
You'll be there in a couple weeks, that's for sure. But that's a purely selfish reason. But I'm stuck in a moral dilemma on whether I want the Cubs or Padres to win because I'm more scared, I think, of the Padres as a team. But, like, I just don't want to play 5 road games. You know what I mean?
What I mean, bro.
It's like, even if the Cubs fans take over, 20, 30%, that's still a very, very Like,
They have their
yeah,
own
that's-
section.
guys.
and they're loud. Like that entire area behind the dugout on the visitor side is Cubs every single time. Like
Every
there's
time.
no Brewers fans in there.
And there's a lot of Cubs fans that live in Wisconsin, so they'll
So
just
that's
pack it out.
well, yeah, and that's why the geo like forcing like non-Illinois residents. We always make fun of the Fibs drive up from Chicago. Half those people,
right in the
if
middle
not
of
more,
the city.
are probably Wisconsinites. Because if
Yeah,
you
they're
think
probably in
about
the
it,
middle of the city.
we didn't have a team until like 1970, and the Cubs had been around for 70 years before that. People had to pick a team back then. I wouldn't be shocked if a lot of those people are just holdovers from when we didn't have the Brewers yet.
To be fair, those early Cubs fans did watch a lot of years where the Cubs did not have a lot of postseason success, and they were able to hold out until 2016. So props to those older Cubs fans who started before the Brewers were a team and held out.
Yeah, that is true. So we'll jump into our next topic, which is Thursday night football. So tonight we got the 49ers and the Rams playing. So the Niners don't obviously have Brock Purdy, and they're out without Purcell as well. So
Nick Bosa, George Kittle.
pretty much the whole roster.
Jawan
It's the
Jennings.
same
He's
same
not playing.
stuff
Brandon Ayuk.
back years.
I mean,
So
they have
look at
CMC
Jawan-
this time, though.
So when you look at the
But they have Ricky
49ers
Pearsall
now,
though. Don't you
He's
forget
not-
they have Ricky
he's not
Pearsall.
playing. He's not playing.
He's out.
Pearsall's out too.
Yep.
Oh,
Everyone's out. It's CMC in the
AJ
game.
tried to
pretty
trade him
much.
to me.
Seems like
CMC and Mac Jones.
AJ tries to trade with everybody, man.
he tried to get me to get Jackson Smith and Jigba for Tedderota McMillan.
Ted McMillan,
no.
baby.
Oh, Tet.
I still believe in you, Ted.
He's great,
Hey.
but not JSN, bro. He's wide receiver.
Well, Panthers just don't score touchdowns, but I
They're not even having that crazy of a season. I looked at his stats. He was glazing. Let me look. Hold on.
He's having a hell of a season.
Whose stats are
From
we
what he
looking
had
at?
last year.
JSN.
Jason.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
that
looking
great.
great. I mean,
He's
he's not
looking
like
great. Yeah.
overpowering. He hasn't had a crazy game yet,
Like
but
he-
I mean, he just hasn't had that like 32 fantasy, 2 touchdown, 120-yard game
Yeah.
yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. His Thursday night game last week was pretty black. It came down to him catching a 30-yard ball at the end of that game to even have fantasy value.
I was gonna
but-
say he had like 5 points all last game, and then he had a big catch.
Yeah, but he's been a consistent 15 to 20 fantasy point guy, and he's still the number one guy out in Seattle.
That's what I'm saying. He's wide receiver 1 out there. So I'm not trading wide receiver 1 from a team for wide receiver 1 on a team that doesn't even pass the ball for real.
How
I
many
think
touchdowns have the Panthers scored this year? I feel like other than the 30-point blowout, like
A horrible.
what else
pick,
have they
by the
done?
way.
scored what
Offensively, they've
2
been
last
horrible.
week.
He's not a top 3 receiver in the league. Let's stop this shit.
yeah, sorry, Jalen, that's not
Top 3 is a bit of a stretch.
Not even close to top 3. He's
I like
maybe
me some
top
JSN, but there are way better guys out there.
I do not understand it. He's just not even there yet.
I mean,
Wasn't
just
David who
going
said
right
he
off.
thought that JSN would be the best of the Ohio State group?
No, that was.
That was David, but
You think it's
There's
There's
live?
someone else I talked to that I think thought the same thing, but I
mean,
forget who it was.
There's a window, but we'll have to see.
no, he's
That's not-
still
He is
not. It's
the
That's
key
Marshall.
words there.
You can't compare that. They both, one has a quarterback and one has a backup that doesn't play very often. So
Jamar Chase would have 850 receiving yards this season if he had Joe Burrow in the lineup for the last.
he
few
literally
games.
he'd be. I mean, I don't think he'd be better than Justin Jefferson or Puka, but I think he'd be still top 3.
Yeah, Puka's been really freaking
Puka's
good, and
the
it's
best
not being
receiver
talked
in the
about.
Puka
enough.
might be the best receiver in the league at this
He
point.
is the best receiver in the league right now. I don't think
He's got the Cooper Cup ability of just finding ways to get open.
If we want to talk about top 5, top 3 receivers, we got to put QJ in that bitch right now. I don't care what y'all say. He's been a top 5 receiver.
He's outside the
Yeah.
top 5 until he takes the oven mitts off.
No, he catches everything. What do you mean? He's
He
been
doesn't
top
catch
5.
everything.
The key words
This year,
there are this
His upside's
season.
great, but
he might be.
He's got
This
some
year,
droppable
he's a
balls.
top 5 receiver right now. Currently,
Unfortunately, we have a large
I'll give you
body
top
of
8.
work from 2 years before that says he isn't.
I'll give you top 8. I can't give QJ top 5.
Anyways, bro, look, I got the Seahawks
QJ or
tonight,
JSN?
The Rams.
or Rams. I got the Rams tonight, not Seahawks. I was thinking about JSN, but I got the Rams tonight by maybe four touchdowns. I don't think the 49ers at their stake could keep up. Maybe CMC gets a a few great plays, but not 4 touchdowns. I'm over exaggerating. Probably like 2 or maybe by 10. But the 49ers are too injured right now to compete at a higher level, even though despite their record being 3-2 now or something like that, 3-1. I just don't see them doing very, very good things against the Rams, who are coming off a great game against the Colts, a hard-fought game-winning drive, Tutu Atwell, 80-some yard touchdown, which was kind of ridiculous. Matt Stafford was just baiting them the entire fourth quarter, which I love to see. So Matt Stafford, bro, something different about him this year, bro. I don't know what it is. He seems like
Dude,
more
it's because
fired
people
up.
call him washed.
I know
People call
he
him
seems
washed,
like
and
he
he's taking it
seems
to
like
heart.
insanely fired up this year.
He's like Drew Brees, but he can throw more than 15 yards. Like 40-year-old Drew Brees. I mean, not like 32-year-old Drew Brees.
Yeah.
I don't really see this game being that close at all. The 49ers just have far too many injuries. And even without the injuries, this is probably the weakest 49ers team we've seen since they really opened up a contending window about 7-8 years ago when they drafted Nick Bosa. And did you guys say that Brock Purdy's out tonight too?
Sure is.
Mac
Mhm.
Jones.
Man, I just don't see a way that they keep up. I think Jared Verse is going to eat Mac Jones for lunch, dinner, and breakfast in that order. You know, it's I don't see it being close at all. You know, I see it like 31-14.
Gosh, I'm gonna go. I think it'll be close until the end. I think that for some reason
Really?
Kyle Shanahan will be able. He'll coach a good game, but I think that just the lack of switching and the lack of bodies is going to get to the Niners, and they're not going to be able to hold up by the end. I think that it'll be like a 17-14 type of thing, and I think in late third, early fourth, the Rams will just start taking off, and they'll be like a 31-17 to 31-20 win.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Mike or Sean McVay he's so good to me. So I just feel like I just feel like he's just not gonna let that happen. But
Sean
maybe
McVay, people stopped talking about Sean McVay 2 years ago, and it's
for some
tragedy.
reason they started talking about Matt LaFleur instead.
Yeah, and look how that turned out.
Wah, wah,
But
wah.
I love Matt LaFleur, but he gets
guy-
it in his own head.
I've been hearing a
Matt
lot of Packers.
LaFleur, Matt LaFleur is far too emotional. He gets high and he gets low. And there's no better way that's reflected more than in his challenges. He rides the wave. He gets too high, he throws his challenge flag. And it's not even close half the time. Like, dude, what are you doing? Save it for an actual challengeable play so that if you lose it 5 minutes into the game on a play where it's not even really worth a challenge, you have it. And then his play calling is kind of the same. If he's rolling, he's rolling. If he's not, he's ice cold.
Jalen, how are you liking Ben Johnson?
Yeah, pretty good right now. Starting to change my mind a little bit. We're starting to actually throw the ball and starting to look like a competent offense in the first 2 weeks.
Jalen changing his mind on the Bears?
Just a little bit. Starting to buy in a little bit. I
Let's
still
see.
got my concerns, but
What's the concerns, bro?
I'm
List them
starting
out.
to
List out
buy
the
in a
concerns.
little bit.
List out the concerns for me.
The inaccuracy with Caleb Williams throwing down the field. I mean, it's still not there yet, but I mean, I think over time, the more you keep doing it, the more you keep throwing it, I guess. Hopefully, it'll drop into the breadbasket because he's still overshooting receivers. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Keep winning, and he still can't throw a fucking screen pass, which is insane. Like, that's just
Have Matt
terrible.
LaFleur be his coach. He'll figure it out in a jiff.
I agree. If you had Matt LaFleur, he'd be the best screen thrower in the league. It'd be
Gosh.
close.
And triple option out of the backfield.
Oh yeah.
Positivity
Killer.
is there. Starting to come around a little bit.
Do you
Dak
like DeAndre
Prescott.
Swift? I don't
But
like DeAndre Swift.
I don't like
as a running
DeAndre
back.
Swift.
Dak
I was gonna-
Prescott throwing
All
a
he do is
screen
run
to
and fall
CeeDee Lamb's
down.
ghost.
Well, it's not
Run
even
and
that. He
fall
runs to
down.
the outside when he's supposed to run inside, and I get confused.
Run and fall down. That's what me and my dad say. You just run and fall down.
I think he was a waste of a pickup. I think you guys should have went for who was on the market.
Josh Jacobs.
You should have went for Josh Jacobs, and James Cook was on the market for a second. Should have just went all in on that guy. But
Either that or you draft somebody. Like, I think they would have drafted Genty if he fell to them this year, but he didn't. However, I
bro,
feel
do
like
you guys even use Loveland?
Not
No.
really. No.
They
I
gave
think
him
they
that
still
one
leave it
deep
better a little
ball.
bit.
Which is actually
They gave-
concerning and starting to make me upset. Like, actually used 10th overall pick.
Yeah, I
Like-
dropped him in fantasy, so
Damn, he's that
which
bad.
means he's gonna go crazy this week.
yeah, exactly.
When he's back from bye.
I traded away Genty in like a Jamar Chase package deal the other day, right before his 30-point game, and so now I'm
Sorry
depressed.
to hear that.
Terrible.
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
That's what it is.
That's why I didn't give up on Genty. I knew that game was coming. I knew one of them games was coming.
Yeah, I just saw him, and it was like a Kenneth Walker and Jamar Chase for Genty sort of deal, and it was like I was watering at the mouth a little bit, and I probably shouldn't have been.
Is there anyone that's not going to be on tomorrow? Because if not, I need your picks right now.
There's a chance, probably a pretty high probability that I won't be on.
I
tomorrow.
definitely will not be on tomorrow.
All right, hold on.
There's a chance depending on what time, but
I mean, if you film at night or early in the morning, I could, but that's about the only way.
Gosh, let me look at this. So we go lock, upset, and game of the week.
It's just like Hawk Talk or
All right.
TV.
All right, lock Ravens. Ravens over Texans.
No,
Upset.
no Lamar.
Oh, geez, never mind. That's not fun. I want a more like a. Let's see. Let's go. Oh gosh.
Uh-oh. Drew, come
Game of the
look.
week, Giants Saints. No, I'm kidding.
Drew, come look at the comments.
Look at the comments. What they do.
it's on the screen.
What am I delusional about, Jordan? I don't even know what that.
I
one's
told
about.
you, bro. I
The
told you.
Dodgers, bro.
I tried
Oh
to
my
tell you,
goodness,
but
we're
you ain't
still on
listening. I said there's no way in hell the Reds are winning this game, this series. A game even.
He's a little
Hey,
late.
it's possible. It was possible. There was a way that they could do it, and it was not a very high probability, but it was a way.
I
And
didn't
someone
believe
had to say something. Otherwise, it was just, oh, the Dodgers are so great. We love the Dodgers. They're so good. They pay everybody millions of
Oh,
dollars.
I don't love the Dodgers, but I'm a realist here.
it.
I
fair.
hate the Dodgers as much as the next guy.
Yeah, maybe I just wanted. Maybe I just wanted to see the
Yankees,
Dodgers lose.
But let's just be real. Like, the Yankees ain't no scrubs.
Maybe I just wanted to see the Dodgers lose. That may have been fueled by rage. But let's see. Let's get to the picks. Lock will go Chargers.
It'd be a
Let's
tough
see.
one, but yeah.
Upset will go Broncos over Eagles.
Dude, Dylan Gabriel's a lefty. Ew.
Game of the week. Oh gosh, this is gonna be. Why do I feel like Raiders and Colts is gonna be a shootout? We'll go with Raiders Colts game of the week.
Geno Smith bounce back game.
Geno Smith and Indiana Jones just throwing 40-yard bombs to the other team. This is gonna be great.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Lock, I got Lions over Bengals. No competition there whatsoever. Bengals look DOA right
They
now.
might put up 100.
Yeah, the Lions might legitimately put up 100 in that game. It's going to be insane. Over or under is 35 at half.
That's gross. I would say 28.
With the way they run up scores, man, I think it's possible. And with
Dan
Jake
Campbell
Browning
right there.
basically playing as the Lions' 12th man out there, I think it's possible. I mean, there's other locks. I'm not going to pick them.
Your fault
For
for
some
betting on a
reason-
tough game. Sorry.
I'll go. Hear me out on this. I think game of the week is going to be Saints Giants, and not for a good reason. I think it's just going to be really, really ugly and close. That's what we mean by game of the week, right? It's just the closest game.
Yeah, but
but our most hype game.
Yeah, it's
Like-
gonna be like 3-2.
Oh, okay.
you can do that.
Okay.
You can do it that way, but like what?
Okay, then yeah, I'll switch it up. I think I'm gonna piggyback off. I think I'm gonna piggyback off Drew on this one. Raiders
We're dealing
Colts
up a
is gonna
little
be a
bit.
really fun game.
What happens if like Dart and what's his face just throw fireworks in that game? Was it
Jalen.
Keep my
Rattler and
words,
Dart?
man. I'm switching to Raiders Colts. You convinced me on that one.
Yeah, that's
And then
that was
upset-
about the stroke, boy.
There's not really a lot of good upset picks this week, I don't think. I'll go Ravens over Texans because the Ravens are actually underdogs in that game by 1.5.
Really? That's fair. Who's
Mm,
the QB for the Ravens this week?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Oh boy,
Should be Shadur Sanders, but
it's not that horrible. It's not that.
Deion's a
that's not that
stubborn
horrible.
mother.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse.
Cooper Rush was like, he's obviously not a top 32 quarterback, but he
My
was
game of the
fine.
week will
He's
be
a
Broncos
fine
and
guy.
Eagles.
He's
Game of the
he's
week:
passable.
Broncos and Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles are gonna
Oh.
terrorize them. How's that game of the week?
Because Hurts will throw for 0 passing yards
Pretty
in the
much.
second half again.
See, Adam
Upset
gets it.
pick.
Spencer Rattler, 800 passing yards in this game.
Upset pick. I feel I'm gonna go with a real upset. That probably won't happen, but I got the Jets beating the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I'll just flame you as soon as it doesn't happen, right? We'll just
What if it does?
add
Though?
the entire
Cowboys
show.
That's
would
an
be
upset
1-3
pick.
and
That's
1.
not no like. That's not no. I'm picking the Reds to beat the Dodgers. Like I think
That's an
staying with the
upset. That's what
Dodgers.
that was an upset. And I never even said that it was full on going to happen.
you were pretty
I don't know
adamant.
about that. Yeah, you
I was-
did.
I was
yeah,
laying
yeah,
out-
you did.
Yeah,
I was
you were
laying
pretty
out-
I'm not gonna let you do that.
Like,
Not gonna
I
let
was
you do- yeah, you
laying out
did.
the
I'm with-
pathway, and I don't apologize for it.
I'm with
Yes, you
Drew
did.
on this one and seeing that there was. I didn't think they were going to win either, but I also thought that if they started Abbott and Green in those 2 games, it gives them a chance.
Yeah,
Now
I didn't think so.
Hunter Green had a really bad start in game 1, and for some reason they did not pitch Abbott in game 2 when I really thought they should have. I mean, I understand saving him for game 3, but did they really think that they were going to make it to
They were
game
going to need
3
to win
without?
game 2.
Yeah, like that just didn't make any sense to me. Not starting him in that game.
They just didn't show up. The lights were too bright.
I didn't think so.
They
But
weren't supposed to be there. Plain and simple.
I didn't think so. But the I would go with my lock is the Bills over the Patriots. I don't know why that's on Sunday Night Football, but
That makes no sense to me. I should have switched that. It should be Chargers Commanders Sunday Night Football.
maybe the Lions over the Bengals. That might be a lot.
I think Buccaneers and Seahawks.
That's a
should be the
complete
week.
and total lock, in my opinion.
I
There's
think
no
that's
way
a lot.
the Bengals
Yeah, I'm
win
gonna
that
change
game.
that. I'm gonna do Lions and Bengals as Lions is a lot.
Don't they
Who's
have to flex
favored?
the Seahawks game somewhere because of the overlap between the postseason game, the Mariners and the Seahawks?
No,
They
it's
might.
still 305. Unless that's what they switched it to.
Until they switch it, yeah.
Maybe they switched the baseball game.
Huh.
Or don't they have all the baseball games on Saturday?
Well, I think they start on Saturday, but I think that next Sunday is if they are playing at that point. I think they have to switch.
Who is
Yeah,
favored?
the football game is gonna have to get flexed. They said
Who's favored in that game?
because the
Seahawks are
baseball
favored.
has priority because the baseball has priority over it because it's postseason. So
Seahawks are favored that game, by the way, but like slightly. They're 3-1. They're like a sneaky 3-1, dude. Like the Seahawks defense is kind of scary.
This is definitely a better Seahawks team than we've seen in the past. Sam Darnold, I think, has been better than Geno as well.
Hey, how do we feel about Dylan Gabriel getting the start?
I mean,
The
it's
sky is blue. That's how I feel like.
rearranging
Yeah, we
deck
can talk
chairs
about
on the
that right now.
Titanic, pretty much.
you can do that.
I mean, I think there's a chance we see Shador at some point this season, and I don't know what kind of capacity yet, but I think there's a chance he gets in there.
Do you
So I
guys like
think
his
it all-
response to the media, or was that kind of? Did you guys not like
I
it?
thought it was corny, but I don't think that. I don't think it was Shador either. I don't think that was him. I don't think that was his idea.
What do you mean?
I feel like I don't know. I think Shador is smarter than to do something that was childish in a way like that was. Like I get like what he's trying to do and why he felt like that could have been a good thing. Like it was funny, but like you can be a professional and not have to do that. I think that you can answer it. As a reporter, I'm a key like just be transparent. And if you're not the one that's going to get the start, you're not the one that's going to get the start. And he's still going to back his guy if you're a good teammate. And I think I'm not saying he's not backing him. I'm sure he's 100% at Dylan Gabriel's back, but I'm sure he would love to get that start. And that's why I can see the frustration build, but I think that he could have handled it better than that. But
Yeah, I'll put this in perspective for you, bro. If he spoke about it and he said, I'm happy for him, people would have been like, he's being sarcastic. If he says, oh, I wish I got the
media
start.
shows.
If he said, I wish I got the start, people would be like, oh, he's bashing Dylan Gabriel. if he says anything along the lines of supporting Dylan Gabriel, someone's going to twist it and say that he's being sarcastic and that he doesn't really mean it, and that all this and that because everyone wants to paint him as a bad guy when in reality he's a good dude. Like all he does is go to practice and not complain about it. Like I'm just trying to let you know, like that's why
he's just a very prominent figure at a very young age and in a position where most guys in his position are not going to get that sort of media attention. And I think that I can't say he's handling it with grace. I can understand where he's coming from, where he would just get shelled no matter what he says. But I think that if you just keep on being you, it's eventually gonna show out at some point. Especially if you keep backing yourself and you can perform, if he gets the chance to do so, I think that people will forget about that real quick.
I think not saying anything was completely smart because, like, if he says anything, I mean, we've seen it the past 9 months. If he says anything, someone's gonna try to twist it. Someone's gonna try to say, "Oh, you're jealous." Someone's gonna say, like, "This is why you don't."
Being a professional, you get clipped on things like that.
Well, he gets it more than anybody though. He's more famous than anybody on that team. So
yeah, well, he also and he hasn't gotten the chance to prove himself. I get all that, but I think that imagine it's like being on the Yankees. No matter what the Yankees do, they get criticized for it because they haven't won a World Series in a long time. It's
a team versus one.
It's the same thing with. It's the same thing with the Cowboys too. It's like whenever the Cowboys get.
I don't think that's the same thing, bro. I think
that players
targeting one person than a whole team.
I think there are certain media groups and media members who like attention more than they like reporting. And I think that if they feel they can get a certain reaction or they can get the bite, they can make it. They can take that and run with it on Twitter, and they feel that's more credible.
They have anything to run with this time. That's why I think it was smart. Like you have to understand, like he got drafted after another rookie, and obviously there's a head-to-head between both of them going on right now, and Dylan Gabriel won. They want to say something slick so they can twist it and have a big news story out of it, when I don't think that's even fair to him because obviously he wants to start. Anyone in that position would want to start. So obviously they're not going to be like, oh, like, yeah, he deserves it more than me. Like, they're both rookies. Of course he doesn't feel that way.
But I also argue that like this is the first Shedeur interview I've seen since like week 1, like preseason. I don't follow the Browns very closely. I saw Shedeur on TV once in the Browns Packers game, and so I don't think he was getting all that much attention outside of like Cleveland. Like obviously, I'm not saying that it was like the least talked about thing. Obviously, that's a prominent conversation is that quarterback issue in Cleveland, but I think that he was not like nationally getting a lot of flack at that point in time until he did that.
Until he did what?
Until he went and did this interview where he doesn't say anything. I hadn't seen any of his previous stuff before that, and so
I don't really know how much he talked to the media though. That's the thing. It's like pretty much every time he talks, like Nas says, I feel like something comes out of it. I mean, there's gonna be someone that blows it out of proportion, and we've seen it before. We've definitely seen it with this.
You'll get it. You'll get that. I feel like though, is all I'm saying. I think Shedeur would get that in Vegas. I think he'd get that in Dallas. I think he'd get that in Baltimore. I think he'd get that anywhere.
I think if Gabriel doesn't perform, just give him a shot, because like I think it's fair that Gabriel gets a chance here. If Gabriel truly beat him out in the QB race, I don't see a problem with
I'll put money that they put Flacco back in before they push Shedeur in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'd rather have Shedeur at this point than Grandpa Flacco. No disrespect to the most elite quarterback in probably human history, but I just at this point in his career, that arm punt I saw against the Lions might have been the worst thing I've ever seen. Like one of the worst passes I've ever seen. There was no one within 20 yards. It's just he's clearly past his expiration date, and if Gabriel doesn't work out, just give Shedeur a chance. I don't see why you shouldn't.
Jalen, you've been real quiet, man. What do you think?
This is all part of the process with being a third string. They trying to make it. I ain't gonna say they making it personal, but they just basically saying that you stand in your place. You know, you come third. which is wild to me. For him to be third string and still third string behind Joe Flacco is insane.
Bro, you can't tell
Absolutely.
me off of 6 plays in preseason that he's that bad compared to Joe Flacco. He had one really good game, and they put him in the second game. He played for what, 6 plays, 6 to 10 plays versus Gabriel's entire game, which Shedeur played better if you're talking individual games. And somehow Gabriel just got I don't get it. He got the third string quarterback off of 6 plays. That's like unheard of.
I just don't understand how Flacco could still be above him at this point. Gabriel, I get because he was the higher draft pick.
Yeah,
he
I
had
get
a
that
good
part.
college career. However, why is Joe Flacco not third? Like, I just don't get that. Like, if
Joe Flacco
Gabriel
should be
goes
like-
out, just Joe Flacco should be watching the games on his couch, in my personal opinion, or just he's there as the veteran to lead the locker room. But Shedeur should be the 2.
I think he should be a mentor or something. Just be on the bench with them and tell them what they're doing.
To be the quarterback coach at this point.
I think this is what the Browns had in mind. I think they wanted more time to get Gabriel / Shedeur adjusted to the system. I think that was what their plan was. I think they always knew that they were going to take Flacco out pretty early. They just needed to give him a little more time. I think this is the right time to do something like this. We'll have to see how Dylan Gabriel does. And I agree with you. If Gabriel isn't performing, throw Shedeur in there. Let's see what happens. It's not like the Browns are going to be contenders in the postseason.
I mean, they got nothing to lose at this point. Their season, they just have no offensive. I mean, they have Quinshon Judkins, but besides him, they don't have a ton of offensive playmakers, really. So, yeah. I mean, I think at some point, if Gabriel's really struggling, just say, screw it, give Shedeur a shot. It can't hurt you at that point.
I can see the Browns being like a fun, young, they won't go away, but they won't make the postseason type of team. Like I said, they could go and get 6 or 7 wins.
Hope so. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be kind of funny if they did.
Well, with that, we'll do final thoughts.
Gosh, I'm not ready yet. I don't even know what I'd say.
I mean, we got Badgers, Michigan on big noon kickoff at 11 on Saturday.
Yeah, that's nasty.
It's gonna be another searing indictment
Talk
on
about
where
belt.
Luke Fickle.
with
where Luke
Wisconsin
Fickle
winning
is
the
at.
biggest
Supposed to wear all
upset.
black
Like-
funerals, guys.
Do you guys think there's any chance he doesn't make it through the season?
No,
No.
they'll write it out.
They'll use the schedule as an excuse and not enough recruits and all of this.
I mean, but the thing is though, is at this point we're in year 3. These are supposed to be like mostly his guys at this point. Like year 1 and year 2, you could make the excuse that they were Paul Chryst guys, fine, whatever. It takes a couple years for most to build a program. We're at year 3. These are supposed to be like mainly Fickle guys, especially with the increased transfer portal. I don't see a lot of just Paul Chryst guys left on this team anymore. He's got no excuses anymore. This is his roster. We should be seeing some signs of progress. Now, are they going to beat, say, a Michigan or an Oregon? No. But some good signs and good fight against a team like Maryland or Alabama, like at least just seeing an ounce of fight and effort in those games would be nice. It just feels like they're dead on arrival every single time they take the field. They don't have a lot of energy. They don't have a run game. They don't have an offensive line. And those are the things that we were supposed to be going back to with this new offensive coordinator, and it just hasn't happened.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna fight. Well, I hope they do. I don't think they're going to though, just because of the schedule. Like I know you can't control it. Well, maybe you can, but I know your schedule is very, nitpicky, and they chose to give us the hardest teams in the Big Ten, and obviously the Big Ten isn't a slouch fest anymore, especially after the mergers and stuff. But I don't think they're gonna fire him. I think they're gonna use that as an excuse, give him one more year. And I don't know. Would this be the biggest upset of the year if they actually pulled it off though? Like, I don't know. I can't think of another team.
No, they would. They're.
I mean,
they're
I don't know.
games.
I don't know if there really is though. Like Wisconsin is that far in the tubes. We're kind of, if all games go based on where I think on a game by game basis they could go, we're going to finish 2-10 this year. There's not many teams worse than that in the Big Ten or in all of college football, really, if you think about it, at least in the Power 4 conferences. Like UCLA, I would say is still worse than this team. But besides them, I can't confidently say that Northwestern is worse. I can't confidently say that Rutgers is worse this year.
Northwestern's pretty bad.
Okay. I would say the Badgers have a leg up on them, but it's not much. I mean, Maryland was supposed to be like the final, like, you're going to win that game. And they went out there and lost by 17 at home. There's not much like we can talk about tradition all we want, but we got to stare down. Hey, Maryland's not a good Big Ten team, and we lost pretty badly to them. It was 27-3 until like the last minute.
At home. All right, I'll go
like
next.
You can't deny that wasn't embarrassing.
Yeah. I got 3 things. First, you're supposed to wear black to a funeral. I'll be wearing black on Saturday watching the Badgers. And then I'll switch over to blue to watch the Brewers.
Not bad, bro.
I think that it's very I would be I'm not gonna say I'd be shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised if when the Badgers lose the Axe in the last game of the regular season, that's Luke Fickell's last game. I would not be surprised. But moving on to number 2, Warhawks got to go take down the Eagles this weekend. Got to reestablish themselves as the top team in the WEAC. And this is your chance to do so. And it's at Family Fest. There's going to be 20,000 people there. It's going to be 19,000 Warhawk fans. You need to get it done this time.
Hopefully I'm one of them.
Yes. And then the third thing, I will never apologize for trying to make a fun pick.
Get it out.
I think that there was a window. There was a window that did not – I misjudged it. That is all that happened. I will not apologize for making that choice. The Dodgers looked great. The Reds did not. They went home. That was the right thing to do. It was probably better for baseball that way. I will not apologize for trying to see the window.
I want to say I think that the reason the Reds
I heard Jordan say go
looked
Dodgers, so I'm not even –
the Reds were
I have an
basically
opinion.
in a postseason do or die situation for about a week and a half, 2 weeks before the playoffs actually started. I think, frankly, they just ran out of gas because in the playoffs, you get those off days to recharge and whatnot and travel. The Reds had none of that in these series. They were playing just back to back to back to back every single day, throwing some of those guys in the pen out there 4 days in a row. Their closer, Pagan, pitched like the last 4 games of the season. Same with Santillan. It's just, I think they just frankly ran out of gas. They got tired. It happens. That's just what happens. You can't go forever.
Give me Chargers by 2 touchdowns this weekend. We're going to revive ourselves and play the Commanders. They're not a serious team. I don't think they ever have been, besides the little kitty, Mickey Mouse run last year against the Lions defense and their injured team. Give me Chargers by 2 touchdowns. And if we lose, I'll cut a dread off.
Whoa.
On the pod?
Yep.
Let LeBron do it.
I'm going to do it myself.
Wow. Well, my final thought is hopefully we see a Cubs victory tonight, and I'm in the celebratory mood tomorrow. If not, it's going to be a long weekend.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be clowning for the whole weekend. I'm going to be mad because y'all lost. But
I'll drive to Whitewater and grab my brother's L flag just for the pod next week.
Fantastic. We'll see how it goes, though. I think that could be fun. It's going to be great baseball today, no matter what. I'm pretty pumped.
I mean, regardless of
well,
who wins, it's going to be great baseball. So.
Jalen, you might as well fly back, bro, for a game.
It'd be tough because we're going to be in season.
You got the money. You just tell the.
I want to say that this is, out of all the years that they've done the wild card series in this format, which is only like 3, but this is only what? The second, third, and fourth games that actually went to game 3, because the first year all of them were sweeps, and then last year the only one that went to 3 was Brewers Mets.
That's good. That means the league is progressing. That means there's a lot more competition being had, which is incredible.
Very closely knit between all the teams.
That means all 162 games matter, as you've seen this past weekend.
100%.
All 162. So I like this format. It makes you actually battle for something the last weekend of the season instead of seeing minor leaguers in the big leagues who ain't ready yet. No offense to them, but
I mean, it keeps teams like the Marlins in it all the way till the end too. Like they never stop fighting this year.
Right. So it's like
It's
you
a
got
fun
teams
team.
like that fighting and trying to have a team. You know, they got to beat us to get in, right? So it's like, you know, you kind of appreciate that. Obviously, the White Sox and the Nationals, that's pretty much nothing. But you know, that is what it is. But you know, that's it. We come to the end. Subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Follow our podcast page on other platforms. The links are in the description box below. We have a Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. We post reels and shorts of this show, polls, question boxes, anything else you want to have answered, DM us. And we try to dab into other topics as always. So with that, we've been Shot of Sports, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow with New Beer.